Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Get started in a little bit, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Inna alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. خصوصا على الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين. قال الله تعالى في كتاب المجيد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم تعلمون. Good evening, everybody. Good topic. We're gonna hit nails right on all the heads, like we like to do. Salih, what's going on, big little bro? Why you put Vaseline? Hold up, man. Chill out, man. Chill out. It's cold outside, man. I work in the elements, man. So my joints was dry, man. I had to and I just went and put some on before I came on live. Like can't be out there with no ashy face, man. Always capping, man. Joe Mo, what's going on, big bro? All right, so we're gonna dig right in, and we're gonna hit these fellers, right where the sun don't shine. They like to post online, the salafis, mind you. Disclaimer. Let me say this at the beginning of the video because a lot of the salafis they skip through the videos and they don't look at the videos and so on and so forth. They sound bite and the whole nine. Let me say this at the beginning of it. This is not for the Salafi masses. I want the Salafi masses to watch it and learn it, but this is not directed and guided towards them. This is these videos that we do is directed and guided towards. No, I ain't tagged nobody, man. I didn't. I really don't even be doing all that. My thing, I throw it out there, put it up there, and leave it alone. Get on to the next one. Inshallah, feel free to tag your friends, man. Some of them block me down. But um, uh, yeah, tag them boys, man. Tag them boys. um, this is directing and guided towards their leadership, their scholarship, their work, their teachers, the works of their teachers, so on and so forth. This is not talking about your everyday 9 to 5 working salafi that don't know, their fuddle ain, and that's 90% of them. So do not take offense. Listen to the good brother. I ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. Listen to the good brother. So these critiques are not attacks. This is not malicious. This is not malignant. None of the above. And anybody that comes incorrect, malicious, and malignant, you will be ignored. You are stupid, and you need to go get some education. So if you come calling names and throwing stones, I might light you up. But my folks been letting me know to stop lighting folks up, man. That's not it's not appeasing. It's not appealing. Excuse me, wrong word, not appealing. So you will be ignored and or blocked. So if you want to come, if they want to come and have a conversation with the good brother, please do. But all the name calling and all of that, you're dumb, you're stupid, and you need to go get you an education. And I'm gonna say that from the jump. Okay, so without further ado, we will get to the topic. Let's go on, Bessie. Salam alaikum. Shared it in a group, one of their groups. Oh, let's get it. Hey, Bessie be on that smoke, man. Okay, so this is evidence per Quran and the Sunnah. Says everybody likes those words per Quran and the Sunnah. Show me the Quran and the Sunnah. Show me in the Quran and the Sunnah. Where's your dalil for that, brother? Where's your evidence for that? I can't copy and paste you to death. I read a lot of books. The scholars' work is very extensive. So the fact that they like to rely on copy and pasting, it shows a lack of scholarship. So I'm making these raggedy videos and it's a raggedy attempt at scholarship. We're gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna do all this copy and pasting. So this is some evidence gathered by myself. Might I add, you ain't getting mad at me, Mr. and Mrs. Salafi. You're not getting mad at me. You're getting mad at the scholars of the Salaf. Everything that I talk about, I got evidence for. I can't copy and paste it. This is what's on my desk. A piece of what's on my desk. Please excuse me, y'all, if it seems like I'm bragging. I'm not. But I just want to, convey a clear point. You ain't mad at me. You mad at the powers to be. So what I like to do is I like to read from the authentic sources, make my own note. I gather my own understanding first and foremost. For those who don't like what I say and then be like, oh, he ain't got no knowledge. You can tell he don't know what he talking about and all the hoo ha ha, whatever. This is per Quran and Sunnah. There are sources for all of this. I try to make these videos as comprehensive as possible. I know y'all ain't gonna read all these books. Y'all not gonna sit here. I barely watch TV. I sit here in front of my computer for hours doing research, reading books, and jumping from one book to another book. Within my abilities. I ain't touching stuff that I'm not supposed to be touching. So you ain't mad at me. You mad at the Quran. You're mad at the Sunnah, and you're mad at the scholars of the Salaf. You're not mad at me. I'm just saying what's said. So let that be clear. So don't embarrass yourself by saying, oh, where you get that from? Or he made that up. He's a mubtadi. He's just an innovator. He's a grave worshiper. And all the 52 fake out stuff they be trying to do and say. They call names and spew slurs because they don't have any education. Hey, you better cut it out. No, he's in there and you wait your turn. Don't start with me tonight. So they don't have any scholarship. Hey, Ahmad, what's going on, Habib? Ahmed Sadiq, salam alaikum. They don't have any scholarship, so they resort to slurs. That's what children do on the playground. They have a children's education. because they can't go point for point with you. So you're not mad at me. You are mad at the Quran and the Sunnah, and you are mad at the scholars of the Salaf. And most of what this video is about, it comes from. I posted the video on the group. Guaranteed that nobody go get it. This is from one of y'all scholars, big Hanbali scholar. So I'm basically just putting into layman's terms and words these hard scholarly efforts. Sometimes I have to / we have to look up so many words. You got to look up words in English. You got to look up words in Arabic, let alone get into sentences, phrases, paragraphs, and then a whole page. That's hard stuff. That's hard stuff. And the majority of the people don't do that. So that's what these videos are. I'm doing that for you. And whenever you want to check some of these references, please feel free to do so. But I got two main hadith. Get started with the video. As ayah of the Quran, very, 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 very famous ayah. If you don't know, ask those who know. So all of the scholars of the Salaf, and all of the approved and agreed upon scholars say that this is the command from the Quran, a injunction from the Quran that we must follow qualified scholarship. So I'm paraphrasing that. I'm saving y'all a lot of time of going through a lot of tafasir, a lot of statements from the scholars of the Salaf, the scholars of the Madhhab. I'm saving y'all a lot of time. Basic conclusion: if you don't know what you're talking about, don't do it. So that's the ayah. So that's the Quran, and we have some Sunnah also. There's a hadith in Sahih Muslim, rahimahumullah, where he said, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam was reported to have said, I'm paraphrasing, when any three of you are together, one of you should be appointed as imam, and the one that should be appointed as the imam is the one who is most versed in the Quran. Then if the two people, if there are two people or the three people are equal in this, then it should be the one who is most knowledgeable about the Sunnah. And if that's the case, then whoever's oldest. And if they all happen to be the same age, whichever one made hijrah first. And then the hadith, some other narrations corroborate and go a little bit further. If I'm not mistaken, it even went further to say whoever has best character, if they all equal in all four of those things. So we have evidence of the Quran and the Sunnah that our scholars use as evidence, hujjah, adillah, that we must follow qualified scholarship. So Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, you see in the hadith, and people they like hadith. Our Salafi brothers and sisters, they love hadith. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he even broke it down for us. If they were all equal in all these facets, and none of us / y'all are equal in all these facets, it was always deduced to one person. This is hujjah. He didn't say do whatever you want to do. Oh, is all y'all equal in knowledge? All y'all made hijrah together? All y'all did blah, 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 blah. He didn't say, okay, do what you want to do. All y'all pray separate. Didn't say that. The Rasul of Allah, alayhi salatu wasalam, deduced it to one person. So first we got the evidence from the Quran when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to ask those people who know if we do not know. Evidence from the Quran. What does this mean? It means you have to go and talk to somebody who is defined by al-dhikr. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said ahl dhikri. Who are the people of dhikr? Who are they? Our scholars say these are the scholars. And this is common sense. This ain't nothing heavy. This is common sense. So the next thing is, who is a person of dhikr? People of dhikr. Who fits this criteria? First and foremost, you must understand, not me and not you. That's what you first must understand. Not me and not you. A person who is a person of dhikr is somebody who's knowledgeable. They're either a mujtahid, mutlaq, an absolute mujtahid, or they are a mujtahid in the madhhab, or they're versed in the madhhab, and they're versed in the various Islamic sciences. This is the ahlu dhikr. So how does this play into being confined to one of the schools or whatnot? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you various commands to do, wa aqimu salat wa atu zakah, I forget the ayah, kutubu alaykumus siyam, or I forget the ayah, please y'all forgive me. It is prescribed to you for today to fast. It's prescribed today for you to do jihad. We got to know the fiqh of these things. Can't just can't nobody just pick up all this stuff and figure it out on their own. The mujtahideen imams, the four imams, they had complete knowledge in the injunctions in the Quran, the Sunnah of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the statements of the Sahaba, the statements of the Tabi'een. Stop. The statements of the Tabi'een, the statements of the Salaf scholars, which were themselves, so they're contemporaries as well, and they couldn't have the knowledge of the Khalaf because they were the Salaf. So these people had this knowledge. That is a lot of stuff, and I'm talking about, it's mind blowing how much the stuff is. This was before they even gave you a fatwa. So where do we get off saying that we're not going to follow one of these imams? I already made a video showing that it's impossible for you to follow all four imams at the same time, like they like to say. Go refer to the last video, debunking that. They had divergent opinions. It didn't matter if they were contradicting each other or not. They were legitimate. All the opinions in the form of that had evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah. All four of them. All four had evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah. So you can't when Shafi'i might say turn right on Abdul Kabir Street, Imam Abu Hanifa said turn left on Abdul Kabir Street. And both of them have maps. Now, if you go right, then it'll swing you around to Masjid Abdul Kabir. And if you go left, it'll swing you around to Masjid Abdul Kabir as well. They all had evidence, but they don't study, so they don't know. So they say ignorant things like it is not permissible to confine oneself to one madhhab. So how does this ayah play into that? 99.9% of the time when you have a question and you go to an imam, you don't go to imams. You can, but you're going to have to ask one at a time. You're going to have to figure out what you're going to have to, you can only listen to one opinion at a time. So you go to your local masjid and the imam is Shafi'i, he's going to tell you the Shafi'i way. You can go to another imam in your masjid or in your community, he might be Hanafi, and he's going to say what the Hanafis say, so on and so forth. You can't just be free of this and then try to follow them all and think you're following all of them at the same time. It's hard to master one of them, let alone try to follow and master all of them. That's an uneducated statement. And the people who regurgitate this stuff are uneducated because it was said by uneducated people that they deem as scholars and teachers. Them dudes weren't educated. I don't care how good their Arabic was or how Arabic they actually were. They were not educated. And they had no knowledge. This is the reason why they said this kind of stuff. So when the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised us to have an imam, he also said the imam is appointed to be followed. He didn't say the imams. He said the imam. So much evidence in the Sunnah. So these books, Bukhari and Muslim, that they love to regurgitate. They don't even pick them up and read them. All they're doing is copy and pasting memes of sound bites of Mr. Uthaymin's stuff, Mr. Fawzan's stuff, Mr. Maui's stuff. That's all they're doing is copying and reposting and stuff. They're not actually opening these books up. And then the pamphlets that they put out to brainwash these people, our brothers and sisters, all they're doing is copying and pasting and regurgitating what is said from the Quran and the Sunnah in these pamphlets. And they are completely disorganized, completely out of order, not in the order of the actual Quran and Sunnah, which was revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he shared with his companions. So there's a lot of evidence. There's a plethora of evidence that shows that you should confine yourself to one imam, one of the four mujtahideen imams. Evidence for that? Like I said, the imam must have the one that you follow and you base your deen off of. He must have complete knowledge about the Quran, complete knowledge about the Sunnah, complete knowledge of the usul and the Sunnah of the Sahaba, complete knowledge of what the tabi'een and what the tabi'een, and then the knowledge of the salaf. This is more than a lifetime's worth of study. More than a lifetime's worth of study. And each imam had their own transmission to the Sahaba. They had their own sanad to the Sahaba. They had their own chain to the Sahaba. They had their own connection to the Sahaba. So if you really want to follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf, you have to go through the four schools. All the four schools own all of the asanid. They own all of the connections to the people who y'all claim that y'all follow. You will not find, it's impossible to find a transmission, a chain of transmission, a link, a connection to the Salaf, to the Sahaba, if you do not go through the one of the four pathways, one of the four madhahib, one of the four schools. All of the stuff that these people regurgitate comes out of the four schools. They love Ibn Taymiyyah. He was a Hanbali. They love Ibn Kathir. He was Shafi'i or Hanbali, some people like to say. The really knowledgeable ones of them, they like Tabari, Shafi'i. They love to say Bukhari. They love to say Muslim. They love to say Tirmidhi, Shafi'i. So if the people who you claim, you say you don't have to follow, you don't have to confine yourself to one of the imams. You can follow all of them if you want to. Okay, well, how do you do that? Oh, well, just download a PDF of Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari. And then what do I do then? You open it up and then you read it. And you go to the Babu Salah, and then you practice your Salah. Never mind you the varying hadiths that are in Babu Salah, Babu Wudu, Babu Tayammu. No, the various hadiths. The very first time, short story, very first time, I sold when I was in prison. Wallahi, I sold my TV and bought a set, my own set. Wallahi, I went to my sheikh. I barely knew Fatiha. I barely knew my further aim, and I learned about the hadiths. I was like, well, I want to know. I want to read a hadith. So I go to Sheikh Ayub, my brother, Imam Nadir. He was there. He was sitting in Sheikh's chair, and Sheikh was playing around on the books. And I was like, Sheikh, I need a Bukhari. He was like, no. First they asked me, did I know Fatiha? I was like, yeah, I learned Fatiha. He was like, you know the short surah? I was like, nah. And then he gave me a CD and it was like, memorize the short surah. And the story goes on. But long story short, he didn't give me a hadith. So I was hard-headed. I was like, I'm going to go get my own hadith. I sold my TV, bought a 4-volume set of Sahih Muslim. As soon as I got it, like, I was up all night. I was so happy. It was like, I got it. Yeah, now. Yeah, I'm going to give me some knowledge. I opened this book up and wallahi, I was confused. I think I even donated them to the Chaplain Library. I don't know what happened to them these books. It confused me. This hadith said this. I'm in the Babel Salah. This hadith say this, and then this one 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 say that. How do you even work? And mind you, this was a simple book put together by Bukhari and Muslim. This was supposed to be a simple book for scholars. So these people who are saying they follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of Salah, they are not. Yet, inshallah ta'ala, they will. Inshallah ta'ala, these videos like this will help them see the light, and then they will actually come to what we call the Quran and Sunnah and Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. But point being, those people who, once you open it up, that individual, Bukhari, confined himself to a sheikh. A Muslim confined himself to a sheikh, a particular madhhab. That doesn't mean he didn't study from other madhahib, and he was very fond of Imam Ahmad, as far as I know, and some scholars even say that he was Hanbali. We have more evidence that he was Shafi, but some people even say that he was Hanbali. That's how cool he was with Imam Ahmad and his folks. So it's not to say that we can't learn and study from. Matter of fact, this book that I'm basing this video off of, he's Hanbali, big Hanbali. I ain't gonna say his name because I hate name dropping, whatever. Hey, Farouk, what's going on? Aki, salam alaikum. So you must be qualified. You can't just pick these books up and think that you know what you're doing, think that you know what you're saying, and think that you comprehend it. You're not. Next point. Some more evidence. So this is so I try to give some evidence from the Quran, try to give some evidence from the Sunnah. We have some more evidence. Uthman ibn Affan, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, one of the four Khulafa al-Rashidin, radiyallahu ta'ala anhum. They had a problem. They had a fitna. During the time of the Nabi alayhi salatu salam, a lot of the Sahaba memorized the varying forms of tilawah. So when the Islamic empire spread all around, some Sahaba went to this part of the empire, some parts, they spread out. And some of them memorized different modes of recitation, different tilawah. This became a fitna. Brothers started, getting into it at Hajj because they were reciting the Quran differently. And some of the people, I don't think they knew each other. So they like, where you get that from? You done bid'ah with the Quran. He was mad. Uthman found out about that and was like, okay, we're going to take this, what we now call the Uthmani script. Everybody reads it, Salafis included. He said, burn all the rest of them. We're going to work with the Uthmani script. Doesn't mean the other one still wasn't around, because people memorized it. It was in their minds and it was in their hearts. He confined everybody to one madhhab, one tilawah. This was Uthman. Ibn Affan. He confined the people to one way. We got four, which is still one. It's one street, 4 lanes. He confined the people to one madhhab because it was a fitna. And that's an usuli principle. That's another thing. If you try to go straight to the Quran, straight to the hadith, you're going to miss out on the usul. So the Quran and the Quran is like the body. The Sunnah is like the bones, and the usul is like the soul. You can't have one without the other. You're gonna have something that's incomplete. And the usul that's deep within the details of scholarship and studying. I've been studying at a serious level now for more than 10 years, and I just am ready, and it's still heavy for me, start a study at usul. As a matter of fact, in one of our usul classes, the sheikh was breaking down one concept of interpretation. One concept of interpretation. And that concept had 6 subcategories, rules, bylaws that you must memorize. This was just one principle. We ain't even halfway through the book before one hukum can pass through your teeth and your mouth independently. You got to know this and a whole bunch of other stuff. One concept has 6 subcategories, and the Sheikh gave an elaborate explanation for each subcategory. Wallahi, I listened to the video more than 5 times. More than 5 times. You can't just go to the Quran and Sunnah by yourself. That's where the Salafis go wrong. They even missing the usul. That's the soul of it all. You can't have an incomplete understanding of things. This is where Ahmad got his understanding. They had an isnad of usul. The Sheikh even taught us in his class that one of Imam Malik rahimahullah's students asked him, you giving us Quran, you giving us Sunnah. Where you getting your interpretation from? And he gave him an isnad back to Sayyid Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. This ain't no game, y'all. This ain't follow the leader, king of the hill, who get the most likes, who goes most viral, who gets the last word on a post. This ain't that. The usul is transmitted. The usul has an isnad. How beautiful is this religion? It's protected from innovation. So Uthman, according to usuli principles, acted. He did a bid'ah. He did bid'ah. I know the Salafis always like this, bid'ah. And they misinterpret the hadith. وَكُلُّ فِي دَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. Just paraphrasing this hadith. Every bid'ah is going to the fire. And they say this. And they use this against us. And they don't know how much bid'ah is actually in Islam. Bid'ah hasana, that is. For all my scholarly Salafis that'll come like, oh, no, he said, look at this brother. He said the Sahaba did bid'ah. Yeah, I know you coming. I know how y'all play. Bid'ah hasana. Prophet Islam didn't do that. Prophet Islam gave us the 7 tilawah. He didn't give us 1 tilawah. So just like they say, oh, what was did Ibn Abbas call himself Maliki? Malik didn't even exist in the time of Ibn Abbas. How stupid of a question! Did Mu'adh ibn Jabal, did he call himself a Hanbali? Ahmad ibn Hanbal didn't even exist in the time of Mu'adh ibn Jabal. These people are stupid. How could they call themselves a Maliki, a Hanafi, a Hanbali, a Shafi'i, if those peoples were their successors? Give me a break. And I'm telling you, we was just arguing on a post and the sucker got man, he had a lot of likes and a lot of hearts, man. People are really being fooled by this stuff, man. It's amazing to me. Pick up a book. Not to mention, just like I said, you will not catch the Quran and Sunnah if you do not go through the 4 Imams. Not to say, and I say this all the time, I reiterate, not to say that there was not other Mujtahideen Imams. There were. We don't have their works. We don't have their asani. We don't have none. Only thing we know about those other Mujtahideen is from our Mujtahideen. They mentioned them in their works, in our works. That's the only way y'all know about them. So y'all can't be walking around talking about y'all Zahiri. You're not Zahiri. His school don't exist. It don't exist. There's no sanad. It's gone. So, Uthman ibn Affan, he did a bid'ah hasana. He felt like the people it was going to be a big fitna and the people were fighting over the Quran, and we know that that's haram. So he practiced the usuli principles, saddu dira'i, and he said 1 madhhab for everybody reciting the tilawah. Period. So that's more evidence. So you got your evidence from the Quran, You got your evidence from the Sunnah. Now you got your evidence from the Salaf. Well, not the Salaf, the Sahaba, which is better than the Salaf. You got your evidence there. Moving forward. It said, if we all act wildly about the Quran and Sunnah, we'll demise to the Jews and the Christians, to be like the Jews and the Christians. This is one thing that drove me out of Christianity and into Islam. I asked my granny about an ayah. Granny, how Jesus died and he died? Who was running the universe when God died, my granny? She ain't know what to tell me. Allah rest her soul. I asked my mama, she ain't know. I asked my uncles, they ain't know. I asked the preacher, he ain't know. Everybody giving all these different variants. It was knowledgeable people in jail. I'm asking them. Dudes in church every single Sunday. I'm asking them, hey, what's up with this? What's up with this verse? And then everybody's saying something different. No authority to rely on. No, it's not back to Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. We get the Jews is just they lost in the sauce. They way lost in the sauce. We only need to bring them up. So this is what y'all need to understand what y'all doing. Y'all are making Islam like Christianity. That's what y'all doing. By saying we can just wildly approach the Quran and the Sunnah. And everybody, every time Dick and Harry, I have an opinion. And that's what happens on Facebook. Somebody make a post, here come one brother, copy paste, another brother, another brother, another brother, another brother. And then next thing you know, 300-400 comments. And the person who even asked the question, he ain't reading them 300-400 comments. He turned his phone off and he going on about his business. And he's still confused. I have people telling me this. He's still confused. Everybody's saying this, everybody's saying that, and blah, blah, blah. This ain't Christianity. It's Islam. We have hujjah. We have a adillah. Honor it. You say you Muslim, honor it. You say you follow Quran or Sunnah, honor that. Stand on that. Stand on that. You say you follow Quran or Sunnah. Your imam, my Salafi brothers and sisters, your imams, Imam Ahmad, he would not permit anybody to give fatwa or to begin to give fatwa or even anything that y'all be doing on Facebook, and y'all love telling people you don't have to confine yourself to one religion, one madhhab, and so he did not permit that until you memorize 300,000 hadith. Y'all don't memorize one hadith. 300,000 hadith. Ya Allah, how many asanid is that? You cannot approach the Quran and Sunnah until you did at least that much. And on top of that, the cherry on the top is memorizing the Quran. For your FYI, memorizing the Quran was a given. That was a given. So when this conversation was even starting, them dudes, his students, they already memorized the Quran. So your connection, who y'all love Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahumullah, y'all love him. He was Hanbali. He confined himself to one madhhab. He made some weird statements. We got to say that. He did make some weird and concerning statements about this matter. And even the Hanabila themselves have said he wrong about that. He was a Hanbali. So the leader of all of this, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahumullah, wouldn't even let y'all speak in his class. You got 300,000 hadiths, my guy? You don't? Shut up. And if y'all got any type of ikhlas, shut up. Shut up. You telling people you ain't got to follow Imam Ahmad. And Imam Ahmad it was confirmed he memorized more than 1 million hadith. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was more than 80 or 90 shuyukh that seen it with their own eyes, that this man memorized 1 million hadith. And y'all talking about you Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf? I know this is stuff y'all ain't never heard before. I know this is stuff y'all ain't never heard before because Maui ain't teaching none of this. He ain't teaching none of this. He wants y'all to be misguided. He's the Qadunu Shaitan. He wants y'all to be misguided. Moving forward. They tell us not to make taqleed to one imam. But they do. It's hypocritical. All of them, all I'm saying, Sheikh Madkhali or Madkhal or whatever his name is, Sheikh Fawzan, Sheikh Uthaymin, Sheikh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, all of them are Taymiyyah, all of them, because all the stuff, really kind of comes from, some mistakes that Ibn Taymiyyah made. Y'all confined yourself. Y'all don't even say Imam Ahmad. Y'all say Ibn Taymiyyah. Y'all don't even say the one. Y'all don't even say the one who was responsible for the madhhab. Y'all don't even say the one who's responsible for the madhhab. Y'all say Ibn Taymiyyah, the one who, and as far as my studies have taken me, he's ninth on the chain of command in the Hanbali madhhab. The people who are at the top, y'all don't even talk about them, nor do y'all even know about them. Y'all telling us not to make taqleed or not to follow one imam, and y'all do. It makes no sense whatsoever. Y'all call us blind followers? Y'all blind follow. How do you blind follow? Because if you are quoting Mr. Fawzan, if you're quoting Mr. Uthaymin, if you're quoting Sheikh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, you, my friend, are a muqallid. Where is your opinion, Mr. and Mrs. Mujtahida? Where is your fatwa? Gathered from your 1,000,000 hadiths that you memorize. 10,000 statements of the Sahaba. 60-something thousand words of the Quran, whatever the number is. Where you memorize all of this? You know all of this? Where's your statement if you don't have to confine yourself to anybody's opinion, or you don't have to follow anybody's opinion, or none of that? Don't tell me if you're a mujtahid, because this is what y'all saying, follow the Quran and Sunnah. Or you telling me what Malik said, and I'm telling you what the Rasul of Allah said. All right, bet. That means you're a mujtahid. Stop saying Ibn Taymiyyah. Stop saying Mr. Madkhal. Stop saying Uthaymin. Stop saying Fawzan. That means y'all are mujtahideen. That's what that means. That means that you on the level of Ahmad. That means that the world should start following y'all. Y'all should have your own masjid. You should have your own halakat. Y'all should. That's what this means. This don't mean you win an argument on Facebook. That don't mean that. This means that you are Sheikh al-Islam. You are Sheikh al-Islam. That's what that means. If you follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf, there was a numerous mujtahideen in the time of the Salaf. The other people followed them. So how y'all blaming us for blind following? And y'all are the biggest blind followers. Y'all worse than us. At least what our imams are telling us, they're mujtahideen, and we're following that. We're following those dudes that memorize 1,000,000 hadith. Y'all following dudes that didn't even memorize 10 hadith. You think me ain't no muhaddith? Al-Albani was not a muhaddith. Fawzan was not a muhaddith. Y'all telling me what Fawzan said, and I'm telling you what Imam Malik said. Give me a break. Moving forward. This is a simple one. Y'all say don't confine yourself to one mujtahid, but y'all want us to listen to y'all and follow a non-mujtahid. That don't add up. Make that what y'all be saying. Make it make sense. So don't follow the one who memorizes a million hadith, but follow the one who don't memorize one hadith. Make it make sense. You want us to believe Kitab al-Tawheed, Mawi, Ibn Abdul Wahhab? You want us to believe him? And he was rejected by all of the ulama at the time, all of the established ulama at the time. Ibn Abdul Wahhab is responsible for all of this garbage that's going on. We don't need to talk about Fawzan. We need to talk about Uthaymeen. We don't need to talk about Abu Hassan or whatever his name is. We don't need to talk about. We don't need to talk about none of them. Let's talk about the head. Let's talk about the big dog. He's the one responsible for all of this garbage. He is. You taking somebody who was rejected by his own family, by his own father. His own father used to look at him and tell the people how much evil will come out of my son. Wallahi, this what his brother accounted for. Y'all can't tell me what Ibn Abdul Wahhab's students and his cronies said. What did the people in his household say about him? His cronies didn't know him better than his brother that grew up with him, that shared food with him, that slept in the same bed in the same room as him, fought over the game with him. Y'all want to tell me what Ibn Abdul Wahhab's students said? And his own daddy used to look at him and tell his own daddy resented him, said, and looked at him and used to look at him and say how much evil gonna come up out of him. I was a billah. What y'all like to say? Allah musta'an. I'm getting my salafi ijazah. I'm learning my apun and I'm learning my Allah musta'an. You want to quote a dude that was rejected by his own daddy up against the men who were and are accepted by every Muslim that came after them. Billions of Muslims. But y'all be saying, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Lastly, they always say, they quote our imams advising us not to follow them, advising us not to write down. Imam Ahmad used to tell people, don't write this down. Don't follow me. Don't do what I do. Don't say what I said. They quote Imam Shafi'i saying, hey, if you found a sound hadith, then throw mine out the window. They quote Imam Malik saying, hey, if you found a sound hadith, then throw mine against the wall. They quote Imam Abu Hanifa saying, hey, my hadith is the sound, my madhhab is the sound hadith. Do any one of y'all know the first three things that make a hadith sound? Where's that book? Where'd that book go? Let me get that book. Hold on. Your madhhab is the sound hadith? Your madhhab is the sound hadith? Huh? You memorize all of this, Mr. and Mrs. Salafi? Oh, an introduction to the science of hadith. Look how big this is. And this ain't even in Arabic. It has Arabic in it. It's not even in Arabic. Mr. and Mrs. Salafi, do you memorize this? You're not going to follow Imam Ahmad? Imam Ahmad taught this. He didn't read it. He didn't learn. He taught this and more. This is an introduction. You're not going to follow the fatwa of the four imams? Y'all know this? Y'all know this? I'll shut my Facebook account down for y'all find me somebody that memorizes all of this stuff. And this is from a known hadith scholar. And he's Shafi'i. No, he was Hanafi. He was one of the two. The man that wrote that big book, which is an introduction to the science of hadith, confined himself to one mother. Go to bed. confined himself to one madhhab. The man who wrote this book. Point being, when the four imams were saying that, they challenged their students. That was in a student setting. They challenged their students to know this stuff. It was a challenge. It was just about a facetious statement. It was a facetious statement. He was challenging them. Hold on. He was challenging you to, they were challenging you to be a mujtahid. And their best students didn't. Besides Shafi'i with Malik, besides Ahmad with Shafi'i, the rest of their students went high up in the madhhab and just couldn't get barely couldn't. The people who write the books that y'all read and y'all quote in Facebook arguments, they just couldn't make it past Imam Ahmad. And this was in the time when the Asanid were alive. The Asanid are dead now. The Asanid were alive. They was alive. Where you can go to a hadith scholar and you can sit with him and you can get all of the Asanid from his brain to your brain. And then you become a muhaddith. That don't exist anymore. So how are you following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of Salaf? It's not happening. So those are my few points. This conversation could go further, but these are my few points on evidence against what they say that is impermissible and that one person should not confine themselves to one madhhab. Hope that stuff was clear. It's kind of technical. It's even more technical to read about, to research, and to learn. And then after that, to know. And then after that, to try to convey. I've been digging at this stuff, and I'm just now kind of getting a grasp on a glimpse of it. I've been digging at this stuff for over a decade. Over a decade. With the help and guidance of my shuyukh. Not wildly just grabbing this book, and then I'm going to make a Facebook video. These dudes have no credibility. So once again, I want to say before I close out, this is not meant to offend anybody. This is an invitation to my Salafi brothers and sisters. Study. Imam Amin said earlier in his video, if you are a sincere abid, if you're a sincere worshiper, you're a sincere slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ain't no way you'll be a sincere studier and researcher and murid and talib and end up a salafi. It is impossible. Sooner or later, you're going to run into Imam Ahmad. You're going to run into Imam Shafi'i. Once you get through the pamphlets of the Wahhabis, once you keep yearning for more, you want to know more, you want to say, hey, I'm reading the Prophet's prayer from Mr. Albani. I'm reading the Prophet's prayer. Well, he got these hadith. Where did he get these hadith from? Where did he get his usul from? When you're a real murid, you start asking those questions. You are below a muqallid. You're below a blind follower. If you take Al-Albani's book and you read it and you following Al-Albani's book, you're not even a blind follower yet. You haven't even began to follow anything. So if you sincere, sooner or later, when you go and look at all those hadith that Al-Albani used, you're going to look and be like, hold up, this came out of this book. That brother is Shafi'i. And Al-Albani didn't follow madhhab. So I'm going to close this up. Inshallah ta'ala. It's got some comments. Let me address the comments. You got to keep the people involved. We're going to delete Saleh's comments about my Vaseline on my grill. We're going to delete blocked. What the female be saying, blocked. Solid. Alhamdulillah, he said, did you take? Oh, yeah, I read that already. Bessie said she shared in the group. Franklin Hatcher. Oh, my goodness. What's up, Frank? He said, what's up, my people? I'm my cousin. Ahmad. Ahmad said they're childish. Musa Johnson, where you at? I keep hearing about this Musa Johnson fella. He must be knowledgeable, man. I would love to meet him. I love to discuss with him. My peers have forbade me from debating. So I would love to meet him and have a conversation with him, but I keep hearing his name. A lot of people keep referring him over this way. Tola Obeidullah Yasin Council. I don't know who that is. Lauren Vaughn. Are these people? I think those are tags, I believe. Hakeem Salim. Hey, Habibi. May Allah Ta'ala give you you know what you know what. May Allah Ta'ala gives you you know what. And said we follow all four schools. A lot of tags from Bessie. She putting in work. Like the Sheikh said this morning, his Salafism is the lazy way out. They got to do is pick up, man. All their books is like this big, man. Refutation of Imam Malik, refutation of Imam Ahmad, refutation of every Muslim that ever lived. Because I'm the only one that's a Muslim that's reading this book, and the person who's reading this book is not even a Muslim. Refutation of you too reading the book. that's the Salafi Minhaj. Yeah, I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking. Not the Ahmad Sadiq, not the way of the prophets, the way of the pamphlets. Minhaj Suhuf. The meme dean. Oh, there it is. The meme dean. I love it. Farouk Thomas, send salam to the family again. Anissa Rashid, and my partner right there, Joy Yahya Jinal. I hope I didn't say your name wrong, brother. I apologize if I did. Bessie Liliana, and yet the Asha'ira do know, I believe he means to say, do not follow the narrow madhhab of the theology of the companions of the messenger himself. Okay, so let's address Mr. Yahya comment. So he claims that the Ash'ariyah don't follow the messenger of Muhammad. He doesn't have evidence of this, obviously. Because I've posted many times the Ash'ari Sunnah. So, Brother Joel, please go in the group and scroll down. Matter of fact, I posted it this morning, as a matter of fact. Scroll down after this video, inshallah ta'ala, and look at the post. There's a sunnah there with Imam Ash'ari's name in it, connected all the way back to the Sahaba. So the Ash'ari, we actually do. This is not that show. So I've been trying to get the A team, the brothers who add me in this group. I've been trying to get the A team on here, man, but I ain't got enough money for their honorariums yet, so that we can have a comprehensive conversation on this Aqidah issue. Mr. Joel, I don't know what they telling you over, way yonder. I don't know what they telling you, but they lied to you, good brother. Okay, so let me give you a fun fact, good brother. Imam Bukhari. I assume you like Imam Bukhari. Imam Bukhari was on the way of the Ash'aris. He believes the same stuff that Ash'aris believe. So Imam Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari, rahimahumullah, his sheikh, him and Bukhari had the same sheikh. Where all these, bid'ati ideas that y'all believe in, where they come from, Ibn Kullab, rahimahumullah, that was their sheikh. He was the contemporary of Imam Ahmad. They was partners. They ended up falling out about this matter. And the Salafis and you, I guarantee you don't even know the history about all of this. But hence that's why I'm making these videos, because I'm pretty sure the brother is regurgitating something that he heard out of a pamphlet, or that he read out of a pamphlet, or that he's seen in one of these Salafi Facebook groups. Good brother, that's wrong. That's wrong. Imam Bukhari was a student of Ibn Kullab. And I just learned last night, and if you want, I'll send it to you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, one of Imam Bukhari's other shuyukh. So that issue, I'm not going to bring the issue up because that was the sunnah of the Sahaba. That's another point. Y'all bring up these controversial issues regarding the mutashabihats. If y'all really follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf, y'all would not bring up these issues of the mutashabihat. We don't have these conversations going on in the time of the Sahaba. So why are y'all bringing this stuff up? Why y'all bringing it up? Y'all say y'all follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Sahaba and the way of the Salaf. This is a non-factor and a non-issue according to them. All these issues that y'all say, and I'm not going to bring them up. I'm pretty sure he don't know, but all the issues that y'all say make the Ash'ari people a bid'ah and all the stuff that y'all say, I guarantee you probably don't even know. Most of y'all don't even know what the debate was even about. And where all the stuff came from to say that, the Kulabis is, deviant and all that stuff. Y'all don't even know what the debate was about. Y'all just regurgitate stuff that y'all heard or said in the pamphlet. So Ibn Bukhari fell out with one of his other shuyukh for the issues that divided the community at that time. You follow? He chose Ibn Kulab's side in regards of Aqidah. Mind you, Imam Ash'ari was right there with him. They worked together. So the guy who books and the Sunnah and the Hadith that you read, he was a Kulabi. So that's some information for you. You might not like that I said that. Go research it, good brother. And I guarantee you, if you research it sincerely, you're gonna come up with that conclusion. He had another comment. He says, because his innovations are not in theology or worship. That's not true. so the problem that the Salafiyah have with the Ash'ari is in theology. Well, technically in theology, but not worship. He was a Shafi, not Shafi. I think he was Shafi in fiqh. Somebody correct me. I believe he was Shafi in fiqh. So we don't have to talk about that. That ain't the issue at hand. The issue, if you know anything, then you should know what the beef was about. I'm not gonna make it an issue because that was the sunnah of the Sahaba, was not to bring up the deviant beliefs, not to bring up the fitna of the Muslims, not to speak on the mutashabihat. That's the sunnah of the Sahaba. So unless somebody posts it here, and it is a problem, we're gonna have a talk on it. But I need the help of the A team so that we can bring this thing full circle. And mind you, we have representatives in this initiative from all the 4 schools. Anybody else inside of that is illegitimate. They have no opinion. Let me take that off of there. Hold up. We've been to start. All right, man, that's been up the whole time. Saleh Abdul Majid said, go on live and discuss that with him. let me know the date and the time, brother Yahya. Joe Yahya. Saleh said, Joe Yahya, don't do it in the post. Yeah, like I said, I already spoke about the copying and the pasting. Bessie said, Joe Yahya, so your own opinion and imagination is more valid than over 1,000 years of scholarship that you follow the faulty Arab/English translations. Joel responded saying, Bessie Liana, it's impossible to academically argue that what became of the tradition/mainstream Ash'ari theological propositions to be, he fancy, to be in accordance with the especially the companions. So Joel, if you're still on here, put in the comments what the put in the comments what the Aqidah of the Salaf was. Put that in the comments real quick. Ahmad Sadiq said, Joe Yahya, where are you getting this from? That's where we're getting ready to get to, Ahmad. My bad, y'all. I told the brothers I was going to stop laughing at this stuff. He said, Amazon Prime turned Wahhabis into Mujtahids now. He's the spuds. Just Maria. Hey, sis, what's going on? Assalamu alaikum. I hope you got the gist of the video. Farouk Thomas said, facts. Ahmad Sadiq. Many of the Salafis only like debating the sisters. Man. Sister Anissa Rashid, Miss Leana. Yes, this is my brother. Alhamdulillah. He has grown spiritually. So, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan, Anissa. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Clean up on 3 Fruit Thomas, you said. So Joe, he's still here. He said Ahmad Sadi, the early Muslims clearly accepted. Oh man, he's one of them Zahiri dudes. So Joe, I did a whole video about this whole Zahiri thing, man. We talked about that. So let me say this, Mr. Yahya. Hold on, he has some more comments. So the Wahhabis have an isnad. They don't have an isnad. This has been established in previous videos. Absolutely true. Joe responded said, basically, by the way, I follow traditional Malikiya, but I chose those views that have proof from classical texts and early authenticated statements while being within the Madhhab. So he's a mujtahid. He's one of these guys I was talking about. So y'all, Joel is a mujtahid. We should follow him. He's a mujtahid in the Madhhab of Imam Malik, but he's a Salafi in creed. So you follow the Maliki fiqh, man? Joe, let me ask you a question. What are the 2 types of water in the Maliki Madhhab, Joe? Put that in the comments real quick, please. What are the 2 types of water in Maliki fiqh, Mr. Joe Yahya? Joe Yahya, that's impossible. The Malikis have been Ash'ari for over 1,100 years. what Facebook be saying? Fact check. I really don't like when the Salafis try to like hide it within the Madhahib and they say I follow Madhhab and then they put like Wahhabi beliefs, on them saying that they follow a Madhhab as if the Madhhab supports the Wahhabi beliefs. This is impossible, sir. This is absolutely impossible, sir. Put in the comments. Let me see. Did he comment yet? He didn't comment yet. Joe, what are the 2 types of water? What are the 2 types of water in the Maliki Madhhab, Joe? He commented 2 minutes ago, so he's still on here. Type that real quick, and type it in Arabic. Don't write me a paragraph. There are 2. I'm looking for 2 words, and you can't Google this, so don't even try it. Give me the 2 words. If you're Maliki, you better know this. Give me the 2 words for the 2 types of water in the Maliki Madhhab. We're gonna wait on. I'm gonna read some more comments, and he got. And don't comment no more, Joe. If you don't put that in there, you got a few minutes. It don't take long. You only got to type 2 words, brother. Joe Yahya, alhamdulillah, but that's only Maliki fiqh with a Wahhabi Aqidah, which is wrong. and I'm gonna bust that wide open right after we see if he can, type this. He said, I don't hide my deen. Brother, don't. Listen, I'm not reading no more of your comments. If you Maliki, type in the comments the 2 types of water, sir. Don't comment nothing else. I ain't reading no more of your comments. You ain't getting no more airplay. We're going to certify your scholarship, sir. We're going to certify your scholarships. What are the 2 types of water? Let me see. What time is it? It's 8:16. We're going to wait until 8:18. It does not take 2 minutes to type those 2 words. Salih said, I'm not reading any more of Mr. Joel's comments until he certifies to us that he actually is a Maliki. I'm not saying that you're not Maliki, but if you don't know this, sir, then you can't comment on what is Aqidah and what is not Aqidah. If you don't know the answer to this, sir, you are prohibited from talking about this stuff, about the Ash'ari's been deviant and, all this stuff. So please, sir, Tight, if you are Maliki, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna give you half the answer. This is in the most intermediary books that you can find in Maliki fiqh. If you say that you're a Maliki, this is in your introductory fiqh, good sir. Because a lot of y'all Salafis be perping and y'all be hiding and say that y'all follow. The brother Kashif tried that crap. Tried to say that he was a Maliki, but he followed the Salafi creed. That is impossible. You got 1 minute. It's 8:17. You got to put up or shut up. You got to put up or shut up. Farouk Thomas, that's that Maliki Salafi teaching of Abu Tawba out of Orlando. Ooh, wee. Allah got him. Joe Yahya corrected. It can be classified as neo-Salafi. Saleh said, no, make it harder. Nah. It's 8:18. Uh-oh, folks. We got a troll. Joe Yahya, go back and learn your father Ain, and leave alone these kinds of conversations. Learn what brothers like myself are trying to teach you. Baby, can you turn? Sorry, y'all, the baby was screaming. Learn your father Ain, sir. You are not allowed to touch this conversation. He commented again. He still didn't type it. So, brother, I'm not gonna say you're not Maliki. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, because that's what Muslim brothers and sisters do. Mr. Joe, far more superior, more qualified. Listen, this is what the Salafis do. You're doing it. I think he missed the part when I said that, they're uneducated, brother. You throwing slurs and talk about Malikis is bigger than me and all this stuff. If you do, give us the answer, sir. Stop perpetrating. Give us the answer. Ahmed Sadiq, it don't even matter who his sheikh is, because I'm pretty sure his sheikh wouldn't claim that. Give us the answer to that. And let me give you the answer. You don't start learning Aqidah and the Maliki Madhhab until you get to the second level book, sir. I don't know what you know. Listen, brother, you can't even answer a simple question. I gave you ample opportunity to prove that you're a Maliki, to prove that you're a scholar, to prove that you're a knowledgeable brother. Y'all have to actually read and study. That's what this video is about. Please, for the sake of Allah, brother, go back and read and watch this video again. This is not a game, Mr. Yahya. This is not a game. If you say you Maliki, you got to get on code. You have to get on code, brother. You say you follow a madhhab, you got to get on code, brother. After you finish your intermediary fiqh, after you start out your intermediary fiqh and you learning the fiqh of wudu, you learning all this stuff, after you do it, then that's when you start the aqidah. And guess what the sanad in the aqidah, my guy, you don't talk me to death. Mr. Yahya and the rest of you copy and pasters, don't talk me to death. Y'all always talking about, where's your proof, brother? Where's the dalil, brother? I'm Mr. Dalil. I'm finna bust your head wide open, and we're gonna close this out. You ain't no way you Maliki, and I'm finna bust your head. And take this as advice from your big brother, from the good brother. This advice for you, brother. This is not trying to embarrass you or none of that. You kind of embarrass yourself when you say things out of turn. Let me show you something. Bear with me. Let me show you. This is in your second level of your fiqh lessons. Let me make sure he ain't typed nothing yet. He ain't typed nothing yet. This is in your fiqh lessons in your second level of fiqh, good brother. This is how it's impossible that you are a Maliki Salafi and that you following anything other than your own imagination. This is the fifth line of Al-Murshid al-Ma'in. في في عقد الأشعري وفقه مالك وفي طريقه الجنيد السالك. Good brother. في عقد الأشعري. This is an assigned step fiqh book, sir. Ain't no way you a Maliki Salafi. And if you knowledgeable, you should know what this came from. Sorry, I couldn't recite it from memory, y'all. I'm a little rusty on my lessons. في عقد الأشعري وفقه المالك وطريق الجنيد السالك. Come on, brother. Y'all be talking me to death. So, I'm pretty sure you don't understand Arabic. It says that the Malikis, we are on the Aqidah of Imam Ash'ari. And we are on the fiqh of Imam Malik. And we are on our path of Tasawwuf is Junayd al-Salik. So before you even start your lessons, sir, they're telling you your sanad. They're telling you our scholars are letting you know what you into. And then the book goes into Ash'ari Aqidah. These are the first. This is before you get into Babu Wudu, Babu Salah. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are pamphlet scholars. Good brother, if you're a Maliki, send me a DM and I'll hook you up with my folks and we'll get you together. There ain't no Salafi Malikis, brother. That's bid'ah. That's bid'ah. Imam Malik did not hold the beliefs that the Salafis hold. How can you be a Salafi Maliki? That don't make no sense. That's what I'm saying. Y'all need to learn. Y'all need to learn. Stop perpetrating. Put in some work. Put in some work. Put in some work. And for the future reference, good brother, the two types of water is hadath and khabath. So if anybody ever asks you that again, then you got the answer. But now you got to know what hadath and khabath is. And that's just the intermediary stuff. That's what you first learn before they start talking about, all these mutashabihat and the debate or who the ash'aris and where's the salaf and the sanad of this hadith. Good brother, learn your further aim, good brother. You're not gonna be asked about the mutashabihat, good brother. You're gonna be judged on your character and what you did and how you spent this time on earth. That's what you're going to be judged on. You should be focused on that. We should be focused on that and that alone. Leave that other stuff to them other people. You're not even worthy to come on the show. You couldn't even answer that question. He can't come on the show. Anybody who's not knowledgeable, y'all can't come on the show. Y'all can't. It ain't worth the time. It's not worth the time. Good brother. I will help you learn the Maliki Madhhab. I will help you learn correct Aqidah. I will help you learn that. And mind you, we also corroborate the Aqidah to Tahawiyah. I know that Mr. Fawzan has a translation of it and that y'all pass that around. But there's a line in Aqidah to Tahawiyah that destroys the entire Salafi creed. It destroys it. Allah Ta'ala is not contained in any of the 6 directions. Left, right, down, up, forward, backward. Any of the 6 directions. Khalas, no more Salafi Aqidah. Y'all gotta read. My partner memorized that book and got ijazah in that book. We used to get tired of him talking about the book. Y'all gotta read. Stop looking at them videos on YouTube, man. Stop. all these people that's passing you pamphlets, and the pamphlet is talking about a refutation of this dude, and they sending y'all ain't even reading pamphlets no more. Y'all just sending YouTube links, a refutation of Shadid Muhammad, a refutation of whatever the boy name is in Philly that they just kicked out of the Salafia. What's his name? Who did they just kick out again? What's the boy name, man? He real popular. He done put Salafia on the map, and that ain't kicked him out again. Man, quit getting into none of that stuff, and y'all don't even know y'all fuddle ain. And don't comment and embarrass yourself, because the guys that's on here, the 18, them guys, them some sharp dudes, man. Them some sharp dudes. Y'all don't want that smoke. Believe me, y'all don't want that smoke. Learn your fuddle ain. Learn your fuddle ain. Learn the fiqh of your 5 pillars. Learn that. Let me show y'all a book of the fiqh of the 5 pillars to keep you busy. Good brother. And these are books that my sheikh authored directly with the authorization of his shuyukh out of the school of Mauritania, who are the torchbearers of the Malik Madhhab. Good brother. Fiqh. You want to learn deen? I got you. I can get you one of these for free. This is just about character. This is just about adab, brother. This don't got no debates. Oh yeah, y'all see my highlights. You see me putting in that work. Y'all see them highlights, putting in that work, and that's in the back of the book. So I didn't engaged it, brother. Come on now. I got. You want to learn? I got you. Y'all want to learn? I got you. We got you. Don't worry about it. Y'all want the Quran and Sunnah? We got plenty of Quran and Sunnah for y'all. Come on. We got plenty of Quran and Sunnah. We ain't got pamphlets. We don't even have time to make YouTube videos and stuff. We doing that. We memorizing this stuff. We learning it. Me and my brothers, me and the admins on here, man, we talk at least 2 or 3 times a day for at least an hour, and we still sharpening steel. We bouncing ideas off each other's head. What I just read, what this brother just learned, what he just picked up. Man, we be texting all through the night, calling all through the night, excited about learning this deen. Y'all want to learn this deen? Y'all really want Quran and Sunnah? Please, I'm telling y'all, leave that Salafi mess alone. Leave it alone. And them ain't refutation books. Those are books about what you're going to be judged on. Those are books showing you per the Quran and the Sunnah. Per the Quran and the Sunnah. Some of that adab in there, in fiqh and for akhlaq. Some of that adab I didn't even know existed. How can you follow this stuff on your own? These brothers pulling hadiths from I don't know where. You be all day for the rest of your life trying to open up a Sahih Bukhari and trying to figure out what your akhlaq is supposed to be like. Trying to figure out what your salat is supposed to look like and feel like and be like. You will be all day. It take all day just to learn this stuff. La ilaha illallah. That's one of those books, the fiqh of the 5 pillars. Master that. And then I'll sit you down with some individuals that you can have this conversation with Aqidah about. Don't worry about this stuff. Those controversial issues and matters, leave it be. Our Sahaba, you say this is not in the time of the Sahaba and stuff. Neither is what the Salafi say. I'm following what Malik and them said. They were the Salaf, brother. They were the Salaf, brother. Sister, let me not forget that for somebody to be like, oh, he don't even talk about the women. Sister, brother and sister, the 4 Imams were the Salaf. They were the leaders of the salaf. So if y'all really want to be a salafi, y'all have to follow one of the four madhabs. And y'all are not equipped to follow all four of the madhabs at the same time. You can't do it. Man, I wish I could pull out. Look at the other video, and I pulled out the third book in Maliki Fiqh, the Risala, and I barely scratched the surface on that book. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. I'm busy with my own madhab. And then Imam Nadir talk about he just started Khalil, and they talk about Khalil is 9 volumes deep. And then he talking about they got like 10 different words just for the word water, and 10 different applications for the word water. He ain't even get in the book to talk about Aqidah and the Quran and man, he called me stressed out like, yo, it's like 10, 13 different words in Arabic, 50 words, 50 terms for water. For water. For what you can do with water. What you can't do with water. Can you use the water for this? Can you use the water for that? It's like 10, 13 different words. Y'all not following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. Are y'all kidding me? Stop playing. Stop playing. And then every time one of them comment on one of the videos, one of them comment on one of the posts, here they come with, oh, you don't know nothing. I studied with people bigger than you and all that mess. You studied with people bigger than me and didn't even learn the first thing. The first thing that says something about you or your teachers. Who your teachers? What we used to say back in the day, man? Who your G? What's that you claim? Where you from? Who your G? Yeah, I bet you don't know about that either. Let me get up out of here, man. Salih says, Assalamu alaikum. I'm out. I can speak to you later. Inshallah. This why the 18 don't get involved. They run from the sauce. And they say, I can't even tag the brothers in. Y'all can't even get past the little itty bitty little monster outside the gate. I'm the gatekeeper. Y'all can't even get past the gate, man. Get past the gatekeeper and then talk about who's part of the Salaf, who ain't. Fruit Thomas Abdul Kabir Muhammad al-Maliki Abu Toba went to Mauritania working for the feds and came back to teach Mauritania Errant Sufi and Wabi Creed, Timbuktu Institute. There it is. There it is. You'll shake the feds. You'll shake the federales. He taking brothers down. SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah. But beautiful thing is, the madhab is a school. So one person would never be able to destroy a school with over 1,000 years of a tradition with countless teachers that contributed to it. It's impossible. Y'all will count to infinity first. You can't outdo what's already did. Even if he is the feds and they teaching that they teaching Wahhabi or whatever it is, and then he calling himself Maliki, he calling himself Hanbali, bruh. We got Maliki, Shafi'is, Hanbalis that's on code, and we pulling y'all cards. We on code big time. We calling y'all out. So y'all best stay in y'all lane and let's shake hands and be friends. Because if y'all get on here perping, you're gonna get embarrassed. You're gonna get embarrassed. But seriously though, brother Joe, hit me up, man. If you say you Maliki, hit me up. And I just showed you from one of our foundational Maliki books. That's Al-Murshidul Mu'in. Google that. Al-Murshidul Mu'in. Ask your sheikh about it. That's an established pillar in Maliki fiqh. It's the second book that they hand you. And that statement, we are on the Aqidah of Imam Ash'ari, we're on the fiqh of Imam Malik, and our path into Tasawwuf is through Junayd al-Salik. Khalas, brother. And then in that book, that first part of that book has Aqidah in it. And Salafi Aqidah is not in it. Good brother. You're not Maliki. And then if you ever do get to the Risala, goes in on Aqidah, burning everything that the Salafi had ever said. Can you show the back again soon? Can write down the name, inshallah. Are you talking about the book that I put up on Sister Zafira? Are you talking about the book? Did you talk about the book or something that's solid? I don't think Salih's talked about a book. Which Salih Abdul Majid book? I don't know. I'll have him contact you, inshallah, about the book. What book was he talking about? What book is he talking about, sister? What book? Salih Abdul Majid Naeem. Okay, I don't know. No book. I never said a book. Yeah, he did. He didn't say a book. So, what book are you talking about, sister? We need to get the sister her knowledge. We got to get the knowledge to her. We're gonna get out here. I'm gonna shut up. Next show we're gonna debunk this whole if you take from Malik, are you a Maliki? If you take from Shafi'i, are you a Shafi'i? If you take from Imam Ahmad, are you a Ahmadi, or are you a Hanbali? They say this. So they think that they can steal from the four madhahib and still not subscribe to the madhahib. We're going to destroy that belief as well. Sister said, Salih Abdul Majid, the book that you just mentioned. Oh, are you talking about? You talking about me, sister, or the Salih in the comments? I'm not Salih. The Salih, I think. I don't know. And remember, our accounts was mixed up somehow, and I was you and you was me or something. So it might look weird to her. Oh, yeah, she calling me Salih. Oh, what a compliment. Thank you, sister. Sister, this is called the Practical Guidebook. Al Murshidul Mu'in. Matter of fact, let me type it. Let me type it. You can Google it. It's on. You can download the PDF, whatever. And it might be spelled a little different, but once you Google search it, it'll come up. Let me see how they put the transliteration. Okay, there's the book. There's the book. Al-Murshid al-Mu'in by Ibn Ashir. So I'm gonna get out of here. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. If I said anything wrong, it belongs to me. It does not belong to the illustrious ulama of any time. My ulama. These are my words. Their teachings, my words. It does not belong to the Sunnah. It does not belong to the Quran. Please stop trolling. If you text me calling me a grave worshiper or nothing, I'm gonna ask you where you stay at, so we can catch some smoke between us. If I can't catch no smoke with you, I'm gonna block you. So quit all with the tough stuff in my inbox and on making these tough comments on here. You look stupid. Challenging somebody you can never catch no smoke with. So you a clown if that's what you into. All you guys are be in the comments, be talking hard and talking tough, and can't nobody touch you. You are a clown. Don't do it. You look stupid. calling people out who you don't even know. And most of them dudes that be doing that all be having mass cartoon characters as they profile, or mass cartoons and memes and Arabic and stuff. They be hiding. You can't even see their face or none of that. It'd be weird, man. This Facebook stuff is weird. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. كل قول هذا واستغفر الله ولا اله الا الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.